Hello, smart viewers. Welcome to Face to Face. I'm William Rinaldi, and I'm gonna be your host for today's episode. This week, it's gonna be something. Each week we have different various topics to discuss, and for this episode, I'm gonna discuss more about the basic kind of everyday people do it every day. It's about reading. Yeah. So for this segment, I'm gonna first introduce you to some of the most famous libraries in the world before we get to the next segment, in which we will invite a leader of an organization that's related to increasing interest in reading. So I'm gonna give you several most famous libraries in the world, and for the first libraries in the world that is quite famous is the Edmond Library in Edmond, Austria. Yeah, so it's located in the foothills of the Alps. This is the second largest monastery library in the world. So it was designed by late Baroque style and with a nearly 230-foot long hall that contains 200,000 volumes, and the ceilings were painted by Bartolomeo Altomento, and it shows the stages of human knowledge up to high point of divine revelation. And the second one is George Peabody Library in Baltimore, Maryland, USA. So it was founded by the philanthropist George Peabody, that was come by the name. And Peabody built the library as a gift to the citizens of Baltimore for their kindness and hospitality. It was designed by 19th century architect Edmond, and Peabody is known for its interior that has a soaring atrium. So the 5 stories of cast iron balconies are filled to the brim with books, and the skylight roof showers the library in natural light. Yeah. So the third one is the Royal Library of Copenhagen in Copenhagen, Denmark. It was completed in 1999. It was also called the Black Diamond. It was built as an extension to the National Library of Denmark. So this neo-modern library gets its names from its polished black granite and irregular angles. Yeah? So the library, this harsh exterior is interrupted by an atrium made from only glass. Yeah? So the glass atrium makes the interior of the building an incredible space that is full of light and views of the water, which makes for a really gorgeous reading environment. And the fourth one is Musashino Art University Library in Tokyo, Japan. It was designed by Japanese architect So Fujimoto, and this library is basically the simplest library in the world, made from only bookcases and glass exterior. So these 20-foot high walls are made from bookshelves and are only interrupted by bridge-like reading areas. The designer Fujimoto tells ArcSpace that the only things you need to make a library are books, shelves, light, and beautiful places. Yeah. That's why it's so simple. And the fifth one is Boston Public Library in Boston, Massachusetts, USA. The Boston Public Library contains roughly 23 million items, making it the second largest public library in the US. The library is known for its incredible courtyard, Italian-inspired architecture, entrance atrium, and its quintessential library reading room, Bates Hall. The Bates Hall of the library is named after Joseph Bates, the library's first benefactor, and Bates agreed to donate a large sum to the building of the library with a few conditions: that the building will be an ornament to the city and that it will be perfectly free for everyone. The sixth one is Stuttgart City Library in Stuttgart, Germany. This cube-shaped 9-story library takes its design from the pantheon of ancient Rome. According to the aim of the library was to create a continuum inside of the room, so that the entire room is painted in uniform pure white. Yeah, so the only color in the building comes from the book themselves. And the last one is Jose Vasconcelos Library in Mexico City. It was designed by architect Alvaro Calak, and the library is a concrete and glass structure. The bookshelves look as if they're hovering in mid-air, yeah. And the giant whale skeleton hangs in the center of the library. The library is named after Jose Vasconcelos, and who was a philosopher and a politician. And Vasconcelos was an important cultural figure in Mexico and an active promoter of reading. So that was several most famous libraries in the world. So for the next segment, I'm going to invite social organizations that is quite related to the passion of reading. Yeah. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned on Face to Face. To face with me still, William Bernaldi, and as I promised, on the first segment, I'm going to invite the leader of the organization that's quite, increase the spark and the passion to read. So without further ado, I'm going to invite one of my guests for today. Maybe you could shortly introduce yourself.
Okay, hello guys, my name is Yesi Chandra from Taman Baca Inovator. We are social organization that targeted on the increased reading habits to the children. We mainly focus on the children age 4 to 12. We support them by giving the most good reading materials to have them increase their reading habit and then reading experience. So stay tuned with me to Taman Baca Inovator. I work as a manager at Taman Baca Inovator, and we have various teams in Taman Baca Inovator.
Yeah. So maybe you could describe about what is Taman Baca, and what is the purpose of organizations, and
Okay, so Taman Baca Inovator, possibly in English, reading garden, yeah. Okay, but without the plants. Okay, so Taman Baca Inovator, we focus on building a room with many good books. We are targeted in every Taman Baca. We have 1,500 books to the children. Up to now, we have 22 Taman Baca throughout Indonesia, in Sumatra, Kalimantan, in Maluku also, in Java. And then our mission is to build the reading habit first. First, we get children to interest in the books. And if they cannot read, we teach them. And if they already interested, so we give them every day the books for them to read. And also in our Taman Baca, we have many events and programs to get them to come, because children are easily bored.
Yeah, it was like reading with
just reading
with words,
dealing with words, just reading what 5-10 minutes.
And then
that's why we need a very good books for them, and also to like physical things to put on the sticker, pop-up books, drawing. That's also included in readings. So our target is to build the children, so they grow up to the future. As an adult, they have a good habit to read. At least one book per day.
Oh yeah.
Already 365 books a year.
Yeah, and does it have like building, or it was just like just books or
space?
Yeah, space. Just space.
Or? Yeah, in Taman Baca different according to the area. Because we work together with the local people. Some of them are in the school library. Because the school cannot make it work, the library, and some of them use posyandu, ruang posyandu. some of them are in the living room of the local people.
Oh,
so the shape is not important. The important is the children come, they get together and read books.
Oh, so does the every representatives of the 22 Taman Baca, does it have a special person in charge, or just a space and just invite people?
We have special person in charge. We embrace the local people to come, and we make it our staff. We give them trainings, we give them guidelines how to manage the Taman Baca, because it's just not a place when you can just put your books and no one read.
Yeah.
It's so sad. So we give them trainings like how you can ask children to come, play first, sing first, then read. So in every Taman Baca, we have people as our staff.
So it's enhancing the local facilities and, to try to grow the interest of people.
We say it's just like we facilitate the children, the mothers to come and to read good quality books.
So the main target is the children.
The children.
Yeah. So, can you tell me about what Taman Baca is doing recently? The recent programs that you initiated.
Okay. Last month we built Taman Baca Inovator in Ketapang, Kalimantan. We work together with International Animal Rescue. So it's kind of innovation too, because in this Taman Baca we have a team of children. They are team konservasi alam to save orang utan.
So it's like another kind of field.
So the books there is to increase their love for animals. So besides then reading material, also love for animals, love for orang utan, and that one in Taman Baca. But in the Jakarta only, we have every month for Car Free Day. We're gonna work with this in October. We're gonna work with many organizations to have a reading campaign in Car Free Day.
Can you maybe elaborate more about the campaign and how you specifically approach children to read books, because in this kind of digital era, children are more interested in playing games on the devices and on they're more interested in visuals. They're more interested in
What you say is kind of interesting, because we've recently invited in the digital forum in RRI.
Yeah.
So they say that many people interested in digital right now, digital reading.
Yeah.
But actually in the village or outside, outside Jakarta, children are still very interested in books.
In physical.
In physical. Yeah. They can play with it, they can read it, they can make something out of it. Very, very interesting. And for in Jakarta, that's why we also develop as an organization. We see this is a digital world. We cannot say that we don't follow it, right? So our campaign is on Instagram. Our campaign is on Instagram, and then Car Free Day, we use the hashtag Ayo Baca.
Oh, yeah.
So we circulate Ayo Baca and Ayo Membaca.
Okay, so the discussion is getting more interesting, but we have to take a break, so we'll see you on another segment, still on Face to Face. Viewers, welcome back to Face to Face. Still continuing to discussion about reading, about growing interest of reading, and here we have the president of Taman Baca Inovator, and we recently discussed about how Taman Baca Inovator kind of like Taman Baca grows interest in reading, and how in people in rural areas are, they are not really in touch with the digital kind of platforms. They are still interested in physical books. And what basically, you're trying to, the activities, maybe you can describe the activities, are there in rural areas, and what's the different comparing to, more of an urban areas?
Okay. That's interesting, because in area, I'm sure if technology or they have handphone, they will be more interested to the handphone.
Yeah,
that's sure.
But like,
reading like look at Facebook more probably than the school books. But then it's good that the technology sometimes doesn't reach the village. Okay, so when we bring the books, we also bring something impact to the village. Because many people, many of the children, they haven't know the area outside their village. With books, they know area Indonesia. What is Indonesia, right? They only know, for example, I only know Maluku. I don't know about Java.
They can travel without moving.
Yeah, they can travel without moving. With reading, they can see, they can have knowledge without having to go to school, maybe, right? So, compared to the children, I should say children in urban areas such as Jakarta itself, many information are entering their sense.
Okay, so now we have some of the photos that describes activities of Taman Baca, and here we can take a look a bit. Yeah, so maybe you can describe about this photo.
This is the campaign Kereta, reading in kereta, membaca di kereta.
Maybe what's the
we
intention?
work together with commuter line, and then we work together with BCA, and we gather around 250 people to read in kereta, to read in the train.
Train station.
So what do you do is that when you travel by train, you sleep, you play gadget, or you listen to music, right? How about books, reading books? Because when you travel around like 15 to 1 hour, right? So in the train, you can maximize your time. Probably one book
to enrich yourself.
To enrich yourself. Yeah, that's what we do here.
Okay, so the next one. Maybe you can describe about this activity.
This one is our Taman Baca in Bogor. In Bogor. Interestingly, this one, Taman Baca, every day almost 80 children come. Every day. Why? Because the staff and ibu there, the local people, is very actively involved with the children. Sometimes they play, sometimes they even dance, sometimes they sing, sometimes everything.
So it's more than just reading. It's like a social
activity. It's more
than
Taman Baca. It's like a habit now for them. If today I go Taman Baca or not.
So like the motivation is kind of like try to create the motivation, and then try to increase the habit. Turn it into a habit.
That's good. That's good.
And
this one is Car Free Day in Sudirman. We held it once a month, and we invite people to come to join, to take a photo or discuss about the reading. And also for the children, we have them space where we put books, so the children can wait. If the parents want to go exercise, the children can wait there to read.
So it's
and
kind of
coloring and something. We take photo here because we try to generate that. Have you read today? Let's read. Books are cool. Information in books. How to pick a good book to read.
So
it's a campaign.
Try to reach people on the spot today.
Yes.
Okay. And then the next photo.
This one is our Car Free Day. We don't sell book, we don't sell book. It's a display, so they actually we held it every month. So the children that usually come, they are looking for us.
Oh yeah, they know
They
have
know
the
already.
books
That's the
there.
Taman Baca corner. Where are they? Yeah, because they cannot walk around Sudirman, right?
Yeah.
Very tiring. So most the children are there to read, to wait the parents.
Yeah, okay. And so I'm interested about how you recruit volunteers and and how you gain people that support Taman Baca.
Okay, so we work together closely with Indorelawan, the platform used to many people can be volunteer. So from Indorelawan, the second one is by our Instagram, social media. So that's the two tools that we involve the volunteers. But actually, there's more to it. Word by mouth is very important.
Yeah, word of mouth is more important.
More important.
And maybe this time you can promote some of how people can get in touch, maybe either through social media or through your website.
Yeah, okay. We are in social media. We are in Instagram, Taman Baca Inovator, also Facebook, Taman Baca Inovator, or you can check our website www.tamanbacainovator.com for more and updated information. Okay.
Yeah. So, what kind of contents do you post on social media or through your website? What is the form of information that people can get?
Okay, we post about our activity with the children. We post about our activity in Jakarta. We post about the local people who we work with, and also we have Wednesday with Relawan. We bring out the profile,
the
features, yes, the volunteer features, and then we have we have so many so many things to publish.
Yeah, that's kind of like to introduce people, especially children, to increase their intention,
yes,
and their motivation to
yes, of course.
And from your personal perspective, what is kind of the core, the benefit of reading?
The benefit of reading, okay, there's a lot, because we're talking about reading books, but actually reading can be done in every area, like reading your face, to read your face, to read the situation, and to read what is the country going on, right? Because by reading we can enhance ourselves, we can get a better perspective and understanding, and by reading you can increase your knowledge, not for only to increase your grade, but to your life.
Yeah, so that's the core, and you can check out Taman Baca for more information about how to increase the reading. Yeah, so we've come to the end of the show, sadly, but you still have to stay tuned on another episode of Face to Face. I'm William Rinaldi, signing out. See you in another episode.